Well, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into another Knicks Nation postgame show. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in. Your New York Knickerbockers just had their worst loss of the season. Their worst loss. The Jazz game was a tough one. But to me, this was bad. This was bad. See this right here? It's my little stress ball. I'm going to turn this into my little stress ball. Because that's how the Knicks are making me feel right now. Stressed. Stressed. It's not great. This Knicks team seems like they lost their mojo in these last couple, especially in these last couple of games. This Knicks team seems like they lost their mojo, their magic that they've been playing with, their spark, their pizzazz. Unfocused. They cannot make threes now for some reason. We'll go through the stats. I mean, they can't hit anything. They can't make threes. And again, tonight, terrible in terms of shooting three. For the Orlando Magic, there was no household name on the court, but still, you were 3-0 against the Magic. You knew Magic play tough. They play hard. They were without most of their guys. You came into this game thinking we're starting a 5-game homestand. We're on a 2-game losing streak. No cat. We still should be able to take care of business in this game. And they didn't. They didn't, ladies and gentlemen. Not only were the Knicks missing their threes, they were missing badly. There was one point in this game where they missed. I wish they hit. They missed 15 straight threes. I'm going to repeat that. 15 straight three-point shots the New York Knicks missed tonight. 15. This cold streak that they're on is remarkable. Their three-point drought, let me just read to you, in their last 3 games, their three-point drought. 9 of 32 versus OKC. Terrible. 8 of 30 versus Chicago Raptors. Terrible. 4 of 22 tonight against the Orlando Magic. 4 of 22 tonight against the Orlando Magic. I'll get to your comments. I see all of you in the chat. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Voice of frustrations in the chat. Got a poll in the YouTube comments as well. I see you, all of you guys. The problem is, in my opinion, missing shots correlates with tired legs. And 4 of our players are currently leading the league in minutes right now. So Mike Breen even said it on the broadcast. Saturday and especially tonight, the Knicks look tired. That is not me saying that. Again, so if anyone wants to come after me that I'm the minute police, I'm complaining about minutes, they shot 4 of 22 from 3 tonight. If you don't think that correlates into tired legs, you're crazy. Mike Breen even said it on the broadcast. They look tired. They look tired. They look gassed. Again, that's not me, even though I agree with Mike Breen. So if you're going to play your starters this many minutes, Mikal looks hobbled out there, looks like he's dealing with something. That, my friends, is why the New York Knicks are struggling from three in the month of January. And I believe since somebody posted it on Twitter, I think it's Hyatt posted on Twitter, they haven't shot 40% from three as a team since, I think, December 18th. So it's been a while. It has been a while since this Knicks team has shot well from three. And if they're not going to shoot well from three right now, they are not going to win. And that's what's happening. Missing shots correlates to tired legs. It does. Tonight, Mikal Bridges, 42 minutes. Josh Hart, 42 minutes. Bridges leads the NBA in minutes per game. And one note on Mikal Bridges. The Knicks did a poor job tonight recognizing that Mikal Bridges had the hot hand from the start. Magic were struggling to guard him. They really didn't have an answer. So I know Mikal Bridges shot 20 times tonight. And towards the end, 1 of 7 from 3. His mid-range game was on point tonight. Magic didn't really have an answer for that. But still, guys, I mean, what more can we say? What more can we say? What more can we say? Precious 22 minutes. Shamet 20 minutes. Shamet can't hit anything. 0-3 from 3. The problem is if Shamet and Campaign are going to come into the game and not provide anything offensively, that's a problem. And one note on that. When the heck is Tyler Kolek going to leapfrog Campaign in the rotation? Can I get a thumbs up for that, please? When is Tyler Kolek, when is Tom Thibodeau going to make the switch? Campaign isn't playing well. He's not. Started when Brunson and Deuce were out, had 9 assists in that game, played good. Consistently, he hasn't been consistently. He's been consistently just not consistent all year. And in my opinion, it's time for Tom Thibodeau to, start to play Tyler Kolek more and more. But Tyler Kolek, 0 minutes tonight. Ariel Hukporti, 0 minutes tonight. 0. I'm frustrated. As you can see, first 3-game losing streak of the season. So this one kind of stung. Magic came in here and they tip your hat to the Orlando Magic, man. There's a reason why they're right on your tail in terms of the Eastern Conference. All right, let's hit some of your comments. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Just Rover says, dig deep into the bench, Thibs. Magic was on a back-to-back, not us. I don't want to hear no excuses. Again, you lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were on the second leg of a back-to-back. They beat you. Next game, you're on a back-to-back. You lose to the Chicago Bulls. And the excuse was, we're tired. Let's not play defense tonight. Tonight, the Magic were on a back-to-back, and they look like the fresher team tonight. And not only were they on a back-to-back, they were on a back-to-back with travel. They played in Orlando last night. They lost to the Utah Jazz, which is crazy if you think about it. And then they came to New York and just beat the Knicks. But if the Knicks are going to shoot like this, ladies and gentlemen, they are not going to win any basketball game. They're not. They are not. Tony says Kolek is not going to play because they are afraid he will come in and run the offense better than Jalen Brunson. Don't think that's the case, Tony. If we're not going to see Kolek, if we're not going to see Ariel Hukporti, I don't understand it. You're hearing it from Mike Breen on the broadcast. You're seeing it literally in their expressions. They are literally saying things at the end of these games. Karl-Anthony Towns twice has said, I am exhausted, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to win the basketball game. These guys want to play. Great. I love it. I love players that want to play. I don't like load management. I think it's amazing. This is not what we're asking. We're not asking for load management, right? We're just asking for Thibs to expand it. Just, you got to, bro. You got to, man. Mike Breen is saying it even. Mike Breen, the GOAT. Mike Breen. Guys look tired out there. And I know tired is for the weak. The ultimate Rick Brunson line. I get it, but it's a long season. It's a long season. Tom, Mr. Thibs. Calm Night, what's going on in the chat? Jared says Knicks need to wake up. Appreciate every single one of you in here. It's frustrating, man. I dropped my stress ball. Got my Knicks stress ball back. That's how I'm feeling tonight. That's how I'm feeling tonight, man. Calm Night says OG Anunoby used to be a sniper. What happened? Calm Night. Let's talk about OG Anunoby. Mr. Anunoby, if you're hurt, sit. Please. If you're hurt, please sit. Rest the elbow. It's clear that your elbow is bothering you. It's clear. You see the motions in his dribbling. It looks awkward. You see him when he shoots. He is missing badly. His mid-range shot this season has been non-existent. I mean, I'll pull up the numbers in a second, but he has no mid-range shot, and right now he is struggling mightily shooting the ball. 0-3 from 3 tonight for OG Anunoby, and it just looks awkward. His motions, I'm watching him when he dribbles the basketball. The elbow is bothering OG Anunoby. The elbow is bothering OG Anunoby. And you're already seeing the comments on Twitter. Your $200+ million man is not giving you anything offensively right now. And look, I don't want to point the finger at Anunoby. I don't. Because Brunson is struggling from 3. That's why he only took 1 attempt tonight. 8-21 from the field. Mikal, 1-7. Anunoby, 0-3. Guys, you're 4-22 from 3. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. But if you're hurt, Anunoby, do us the favor and rest up maybe for a couple of games because it seems like offensively he's just in a funk. And again, it's not just him, but that's what I'm noticing, man. That's what I'm noticing, man. OG hit that ground and ain't been the same since. Love OG, but my man was a ghost tonight. OG Anunoby was non-existent tonight, guys. Non-existent. There was a play where he got turned around on defense. And you looked at it and you're like, damn. 35 minutes for OG Anunoby tonight, just non-existent. And Jericho Sims, I actually thought he opened up this game pretty well. 10 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds was, active. But Tom Thibodeau substitution patterns, I hate it. I hate it. I mean, just go to the fourth quarter. He had to sit Mikal Bridges because he played the entire second half until the fourth quarter. That's why you saw Landry Shaman in the game in the fourth quarter, because Mikal had to get a rest. And Thibs is playing Mikal for a full quarter for 2 or 3 minutes leading into the next quarter, and then he's sitting him for like 2 minutes, and then he's coming back in the game. And once again, I thought the Knicks should have force-fed Mikal tonight because his minis were on point tonight, and I thought he opened up. He had 9 first-quarter points, and you were like, oh, this is going to be a Mikal Bridges game. But no. But Bridges, I think, is dealing with something. And then you had freaking Wendell Carter, 3 of 3 from 3 tonight. Coming into this game, he was 8 of 50. So to make matters worse, 8 of 50 on the season. And he was 3 of 3 from 3 tonight. 3 of 3. Oh and 3 when we said that the Knicks' schedule is going to get tougher. 9-game winning streak. Now you've lost 3 straight games. Start this homestand with a L. And you got Toronto on deck. But the way this New York Knicks team is playing right now, they can lose to anyone. Anybody. Even if Cat is in there, the way they're playing right now, the way they're shooting the basketball, obviously if Cat's in there, I would give them a great chance to win versus Toronto. But what we've seen tonight, guys, how does that give you confidence in this 5-game stretch? They're in a funk. Is that me overreacting? Look, man, after 2 games, there were concerns. Even after the 9-game winning streak, you saw little warts that needed to improve. And now you're starting to see everything, and the shooting has just been abysmal, right? Shooting has just been abysmal. Jaden says Thibs rotations are horrid, bro, and doesn't make adjustments to keep the right players in the game at the right time. And Carter had a season high in points tonight. 3 of 3 from 3, 8 of 50 on the season. 19 points, 8 of 11 from the field. Cole Anthony, 3 of 6 from 3 tonight. Contavious Cardwell Pope, who has shot terrible all season long, 3 of 6 from 3 tonight. Jonathan Isaac, who I think is Jonathan Isaac was giving the Knicks problems all night. His length was bothering him. 4 offensive boards, 9 boards, 2 blocks. He was a force for the Magic tonight off the bench. He was giving the Knicks problems, and the Knicks didn't have an answer for him. Anthony Black got to the free throw line 8 times. You look at this Magic team, look how many guys they played. They played 5 people off the bench. That is a 10-man rotation. And mind you, the Orlando Magic are without Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, and the other Wagner twin. And they still managed to play a 10-man rotation. Even though Queen was terrible for them tonight, Trevelyan Queen, he was bad for them. He still got 5 minutes. Because you know why? 5 minutes matters. 5 minutes is 5 more minutes you can rest your starter. 5 minutes is 5 minutes. Jet Howard came in and produced. They're getting contributions from everybody. Now you go down to the Knicks, 8 men. You still see 8. And it's the same excuse. It's the same thing we've been saying. We just did a podcast about this. I've been saying this after the post games. You mean to tell me you cannot find any minutes for Tyler Kolek or Ariel Hukporti? You mean to tell me you can't find any minutes for them? And I know they're working in the G League. Tom Thibodeau is watching every single game that they're playing in. Every single game. Kolek is killing it in the G League. Somebody said that, defensively they still need work, right? I don't even care about that right now. I don't care about their defense right now. I really don't. Like, Kolek can run an offense. What he's shown you in limited time is that he can run an offense. And Anunoby kind of needs I mean, the funk that Anunoby's in right now is bad, but Kolek can get easy buckets, and that's what the Knicks need right now, easy buckets. Because the way they're shooting the three, I mean, this is it's historically bad. Shamet made a three late in the fourth, but the Knicks were 3 of 21 from three, tying the NBA low in terms of threes. But Shamet made the three, putting them over the hump. Jason Cole says in the chat, you can't blame the bench when not producing when Tom Thibodeau never lets them play. Appreciate you in the chat, Jason. Appreciate all of you in the chat. Voice your frustrations in the chat. Chopping it up on this Monday evening. Knicks have lost 3 straight games. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Once again, thank you for giving me your time. I'm upset. You're upset. Let's talk about it. Knicks bench points combined for the last 3 losses under 34 points in 3 games. That is insane. Mike Saunders says Magic played a 10-man rotation without their top 5 players. That's it. That's it. And if Tom Thibodeau was coaching the Magic, that's not happening. That's not happening. Look, I know like sometimes I can come off as like a Tom Thibodeau hater, and I think Tom Thibodeau is a good coach. I do. But at some point, he has to just, like, dude, you mean to tell me you're going to go home tonight after this bad loss, you're going to look at the box score, and you're going to tell me, after Mike Breen said the starters look tired, Mikal Bridges is another 42-minute affair, Josh Hart another 42-minute affair. So, if we go to Josh Hart's minutes, I believe that is now 3 straight games of Josh Hart playing over 40 minutes, right? No. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 straight games with Mr. Hart playing over 40 minutes. 5. 5 straight games of Josh Hart playing for over 40 minutes. And if we go to Mikal Bridges, another 42-minute affair. And I thought, once again, Mikal Bridges was awesome tonight. But, hey, I'm not going to kill him for missing I mean, look, 33 minutes at Chicago because he rested, but 42, 41, 44, 47, 44, 43, 41. I mean, you guys, you get the point, right? These guys are great. I don't mind them playing that much. I don't. But you're starting to see that the correlation with them shooting poorly from 3, it correlates to them it correlates to dead legs, right? It has to. It just has to. And that's something that, needs to be fixed. It does. We said it on the pod. We said, is this Knicks bench bad? Or do we just not know because Thibs refuses to expand it? Which one is it? I think we just don't know. And the way Payne has been playing, you mean to tell me Kolek hasn't justified anything in practice, anything in the G League to kind of eat into Payne's minutes? You mean to tell me that? Seems like every time Kolek plays, he looks good. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. But are you going to allow him to make those mistakes? Frustrated, man. 3 straight L's for the New York Knicks, man. 3 straight L's. And this is from Mike Breen. It's not from me. So I know the minute police, they don't like it when I talk. Some of them don't like it when I talk minutes. But both Saturday and tonight, the Knicks just look a little bit tired, end quote. That is from the GOAT, Mike Breen. And at halftime, the Knicks were struggling. They were 3 of 14 from 3 at halftime, 21%. They missed 15 straight threes, guys. 15 straight. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. Got a lot of comments to catch up on. Appreciate you guys in here again. Oh, man. Orlando is 2 games behind us with a G League starting lineup. It's a bad loss, man. Worst loss of the season for the New York Knicks against the Orlando Magic. We lose to these types of teams because they have strength in numbers, and it feels like we're playing 5 versus 10. Magic, they play hard, man. One thing about this Magic team is they have an identity, right? They're going to – it's prison ball, right? It's prison ball. The last 3 matchups, Knicks were 3-0, so you got to tip your cap to the Knicks. But the Magic came in here angry, and the Knicks just came into tonight with no heart, right? No magic. The mojo is gone. It seems like it's like the 9-game winning streak, poof, just like that. 9 games turns into a 3-game losing streak, just like that. And let me check the poll. I said, what is your panic meter set at? 10 being the highest. So far we got 1 out of 3 at 18%, 3 out of 3 to 6 at 37%, 6 to 9 at 25%, out of 10 is at 20%. So most of you 3 to 6, so you're at pretty much a 5, right? 37%. I would put myself in that same category, in that same bucket. 51 votes. Appreciate every single one of you that voted on that. I would put myself in the same bucket. I would say I'm at like I'm not panicked. I would say I'm at like maybe a 3 or 4, something like that. But right now you're seeing this Knicks team, struggle from 3. And you can correlate, you can chalk that up to tire legs. You can. But Anunoby has been MIA here offensively, and it's such a shame because Anunoby was having such a great start to this season, and we were all saying all-star. Anunoby can be an all-star, this and that. He had that great game in Denver, and then all of a sudden he started putting on the tape on his elbow, right? Started to bark, started to act up, fell on his elbow in OKC. Like I said, I believe Anunoby, if you're hurt, please just give us a couple of games so, this doesn't linger. But, yeah. Jason, appreciate you. Thank you. Look at our schedule. We may very well lose 4 out of the next 6 games. We might beat the Raptors and the Pistons. I mean, the way this Knicks team is playing right now, El Figgy, you can lose to Toronto. Quickly's back. You can lose to the Pistons. The Pistons have been playing well here. Cade Cunningham is a stud, and they came into MSG and beat you, 3 weeks ago. So, look, there's work to be done. Tony says, I don't want to hear anything about defense on why Kolek or Huck or Pacholm is not playing. Josh Hart and Brunson defense is awful. Josh Hart is a great team defender. Brunson, we all know his warts defensively. But, yeah, look, obviously those guys have pedigree. Those guys, obviously they have pedigree, right? But, yeah, man, that's why I said I don't care about defense right now. Like, I don't. Like, I know. The thing is, if they're only playing like 5 to 10 minutes, which is like all what I'm asking for, like just give us 5 to 10 minutes. Like you can put them with a good defensive lineup. You can mask their defense, kind of hide their defense with Anunoby, Bridges, maybe even Jericho Sims out there with. I don't know. You can figure it out, is what I'm trying to say. But Campaign isn't giving me anything. He's not. No, he hit 2 threes tonight for the Knicks and hit his first 3 tonight. But he's not really giving me anything to justify Kolek being parked on the bench. He's not. And Landry Shamet, I love the way he plays defensively. Plays hard. Goes over pick and rolls. Goes through screens. I love the way he plays defensively, but it is a problem when Landry Shamet is not going to give you anything offensively. That's a problem, right? You need offense from Shamet. You need him to come into the game and give you like 2 threes. You do. You just do. Wendell Carter, 3 from 3. Guys, man. I don't even. Look. Let's get to some of these comments. Appreciate every single one of you, man. Remember what Deuce said to Huck Porty about not wasting minutes and playing hard. Huck Porty did just that and still sees no minutes. What is going on with JB? The way he played is just off. Yeah, that OKC game had those bad turnovers in the fourth quarter. Even versus Chicago game, I know his stat line was good, but like I said at the game, it was a lot of like empty calorie stuff and, just not timely shots from JB. But the thing is, this Knicks team struggles to identify who's hot and who has the hot hand in the game, And right to start this game, Mikal Bridges was awesome. 9 first quarter points. So you figure like, okay, let's stagger Mikal, get him more rest so he can be fresh for the fourth quarter. And I think right now this Knicks team is kind of struggling with their offensive flow. And the missing of the threes are just demoralizing everything. It's messing up everything on offense. And if you're not going to hit your threes in this league, you're not going to win. You're not. And this slump, I go back to what Mike Breen said. This slump, you correlate it to dead legs, man. To me, that's what I chalk it up as, is these guys are not getting lift on their shots. When Brunson, I think it was in the first quarter, Brunson had one of the worst misses I've seen from him to date. Anunoby, he had a bad miss in the first quarter, just off the backboard type of stuff. It's like, bro, what is going on right now? So it's frustrating, man. It is frustrating. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Appreciate you. I'm not panicking because still plenty of basketball to play. I'm concerned with how Tom Thibodeau is managing the team this early in the season, and it's not all-star break. He's going to run us in the ground. What's going on, Mike? Dios, appreciate you in the chat supporting. There's no point in putting Shaman in the game if you're not going to run any sets for him to shoot the ball. Had him doing cardio the entire game. Yeah, man. Let's make a play around Mikal. Let JB take a short vacation. Woody says in the chat. We have to talk about trading Mitchell Robinson. As good as he is when he's healthy, he's not doing us any good when he spends 70% of the season in the injury list. That's the only problem, right? It's like, where can this Knicks team go to improve their bench? And in my opinion, you're hoping for Mitchell Robinson to come back. And the only way, in my opinion, to go is to play your rookies, Tom Thibodeau. You got to play them. The Orlando Magic, I'll say it again, were without Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, the other Wagner twin. They still play 10 guys off their bench. Knicks are without Cat. You come into the game all hyped up. They recall Ariel Hukporti from the G League. You're like, are we going to see some Hukporti minutes? No. No Kolek minutes, no Hukporti minutes. Matt Ryan, nope. Jacob Toppin, nope. And I get that, but I just don't understand it, man. I don't. It's like I understand it because it's Tom Thibodeau, but at some point, somebody's going to go down with an injury. If these guys keep playing like this, somebody's going to go down. And I don't want to say that, knock on wood, but it's bound to happen, right? It's bound to happen. So, yeah, man. It's a bad loss, right? It's a bad loss. Oh, man. Thibs' rotations are built for the first half domination and death in the second half with the high minutes. Jaden, yeah. I've been saying it all season. Tom Thibodeau in the first half, rotations are good. Second half, that's why you see Mikal Bridges really not play the fourth quarter. Mikal Bridges is on the bench because Thibs literally had to give him some rest because otherwise he would have played the entire second half. And that's why you saw Shaman in there longer tonight. But Shaman is playing his ass off defensively, but offensively he's the zero. He's not giving you anything. And hey, maybe his shoulder's hurting him. Maybe something. But just Precious can't stretch the floor. Shamit is coming in and giving you a goose egg. And Payne is a hit or miss. A night like tonight is where you would kind of, you needed a spark. A night like tonight. You needed a spark. Right? And you were just hoping at any given moment in this game that Tom Thibodeau was going to just think to himself, like, look, my guys don't have it right now. They look exhausted. Daddy A, he's not even with the team tonight, but Hukporti, Kolek, let's see what you got, man. Let's see what you got. But didn't happen, man. Didn't happen. Yuri in the chat, play the damn bench. I honestly think Toppin would have done well this game. LOL, Matt too. This rower says in the chat. Yeah, man. Look, I get the not playing them. Jacob Toppin actually has been playing good in the G League, but the whole Kolek stuff just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't, man. When we see Tyler Kolek play, he just looks so poised out there. He looks like a 10-year vet, knows how to run an offense for rookies. Impressive stuff. And he has shown you he could stretch the floor. He could shoot. He could shoot. So that situation is just mind-boggling to me. And I know I don't want to overlook the 8 of 21 from Brunson. The threes are bad. The non-offensive showing from Anunoby. And, Josh Hart, I thought, was your best starter tonight, but 15 points, 14 boards, another double-digit rebounding affair for Josh Hart. But it's just all bad, man, right now. 3-game losing streak, the sky isn't falling. It's not. But this is why we've been saying in the podcast, Knicks Nation podcast, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube as well. This is why we've been saying the minute situation is a problem. It's a problem. I agree. Play our bench. Cam in the chat, my problem with Thibs is that he is known for this pattern of overworking players, and despite never making the finals as the head coach, he never changes. I can't defend him, man. I can't. I love Thibs. I like him. I really do. But he's playing the bench right now. The way he's playing right now is like we're in a playoff series. That's the way he's coaching right now. It's like we're in a 7-game dogfight series in the first round, and the guys are playing heavy minutes. In the playoffs, I get it. Look, I don't like in the playoffs. I totally get it, man. Like you play your best players. I get it. Even though I really don't like it that much, but I go back to the Indiana series, right? We were crying for Alec Burks to come in the game because you needed some bits of offense, and he finally puts him in the game. And what does Burks do in that game? Goes off. So I don't know. It's frustrating. Kola put up 30 and 12 in the G League game. Like, come on. Yeah, Tony, the G League is a different world out there, right? It's not comparable to the NBA. But if he's putting up, godly numbers like that, man, just give him a shot. As much as I love JB, we got to stop with this JB ISO garbage when we're not scoring. It's too obvious and, to be honest, too easy to guard. Jaden. Well said, Jaden. I agree. Look, I agree. To me, it's like JB. Look, Jalen Brunson is awesome, right? That's no denying it. He's the captain for a reason. He's awesome. But to me, you recognize Mikal, who was, cooking pretty much all night long. I know 10 and 20, 1 of 7 from 3. Still, man, run some pick and rolls with Mikal instead of JB. Magic seemed to have a game plan against JB that were, they were bothering him and they were being physical with him. And it didn't work in Orlando a couple of weeks ago, where we talked about, during that game, Hart and JB fed off the physicality. It did work, and it just didn't work tonight. A lot of times you saw JB on the floor. He fouled out in this game. A lot of reviews. But to me, 4 assists, you don't like that. To me, tonight, he should have took 5 less shots and should have maybe ran the offense a little bit better and got his teammates more involved. So I get it, but the 3-point shot from Jalen Brunson right now just is bad. From the entire Knicks, it's bad. I mean, I go back to the numbers, right? They are 15 missed threes tonight, 9 of 32 versus OKC, 8 of 30 versus Chicago. And tonight, terrible, right? And you look at Jalen Brunson's threes, ever since December 21st, when he was 7 and 10 from 3, it's been all downhill. 0 of 5, 0 of 5, 0 of 2, 3 of 11, 1 of 6, 0 of 5, 1 of 4, 0 and 1 tonight. Brunson has been dealing with a calf injury. You can kind of correlate that to, no legs, playing a lot. But again, I think 4 Knicks are in the top 10 in terms of minutes played, minutes per game, whatever stat you want to look at. Mike Breen said it on the broadcast. This is my 3rd time saying it tonight. Players look tired. Players look gassed. That is from the GOAT, Mike Breen. So something has to give here. You cannot continue this trend. You have to play the rooks. Maybe Daddy gets some run, even though Tom Thibodeau sees it as they're not playing defense, and that's the reason why he's not trusting them. It's not good enough for me. It's not a good enough reason for me. It's not. You can prevent an injury. You can prevent injury by expanding your rotation. And for a Knicks team that came into the season, pretty much everyone was questioning their depth. God forbid someone in the starting 5 was to go down. Then you kind of force Tom Thibodeau to go to his bench. But you can prevent that, Thibs. You can prevent that from playing them. Huck, Daddy, Kolek. Just give him a shot, man. That's all we're asking for, because like Mike Breen said, and you see it in the numbers, the threes are bad. Tired, dead legs. If you don't think that has any type of correlation, I don't know what to tell you. It's frustrating though. Oh, man. Appreciate every single one of you in here, man. Still got my stress ball. My Knicks stress ball. Skies are falling though, right? But it's good to talk about these things, because that's how I'm feeling right now. Oh, man, let's hit some of these comments. Playing 10 to 12 guys helps everyone in all aspects, gives rest to your starting core, and gives the guys coming off the bench confidence and helps them find their identity. Couldn't agree more. Mike Breen has seen it all, and for him to talk about the team being tired, then that says something. Yeah, once again, that is not from me, even though I've been saying that. That is from Mike Breen. Mike Breen is saying it. He notices it because he's sitting courtside with Clyde. Clyde came back tonight. Shout out to Clyde. They're sitting courtside, so firsthand experience of watching them. So, yeah. While he was taking shots at Thibs all game on Saturday, he kept referencing the fact that they may be tired. Wally Zerbiak. Yeah. 1 and since the taking of Optimum. The curse. Man, if anyone has Optimum, I feel bad for you. That is terrible. MSG, the what is it? The Gotham app. They should offer you guys free. Everyone that has missed out on watching these Knicks games, I mean, you really haven't missed out on much, to be honest with you, because 3-game losing streak, but it sucks. But can't hate on Sims. He gets thrown in the gauntlet after not playing any valuable minutes in 8 games before this. He played the entire third, then didn't see him. So why not put it in Huck Porty? Loud and clear. I thought Sims, from the most part of this game, looked good. I thought he looked active. He looked like a man who hasn't played in 8 games. He looked like he had energy, right? A couple of those times when he was running the fast break, you wanted him to be more aggressive instead of passing it, and you're like, bro, just take the ball to the basket. But look, Sims, for not playing in 9 games, 10 boards, 2 offensive, 2 assists, I thought he played okay. I did. But it's everything compiled into one another. And this Knicks, the bottom line is they're shooting terrible from 3 lately. And if you're not going to hit your threes, you're not going to win. It's that simple, right? And during the 9-game losing streak, this Knicks team was winning despite having slumps here and there a couple of games. But they're scoring in the paint at will. So they're getting to their spots in the paint. Cat, when he's healthy, he's scoring in the paint like we saw in the Bulls game. And the Knicks were scoring in the paint in the Oklahoma City Thunder game, even though OKC is one of the top ranked in terms of paint defense. So they're getting in the paint because they're not trusting their shot. I mean, they only took 22 threes tonight. So, yeah, guys. 23-13. This Knicks team is. The Orlando Magic are still right behind them. Let's look at the standings. Standing update. Knicks still in the 3rd seed. So they were separating themselves from the Magic, right? Still in the 3rd seed. Still in a good spot. Good spot. What? You're a game and a half ahead of the Orlando Magic, right? So 2.5 games ahead of the Orlando Magic, excuse me. So still in a good spot, but they're still. Look, man. If Tom Thibodeau doesn't cut out his stubbornness, I don't know. The thing is, Tibbs is a smart guy. He's a smart coach. So in his mind, he can already know, like, the guys that you want me to play, they're not good. But at the same time, I wouldn't agree with that because Huck Porty, in the minutes he's played, he's looked good. Kolek, in the minutes he's played, he looks like he can run a damn offense. So what is it? Like, honestly, what is it? I don't know what it is. If it's just plain old stubbornness and Thibs just rocking with everyone, and Mikal Bridges hasn't missed a game in his NBA career, but if you look at Mikal, he looks like he's dealing with something. He's hobbling out there. Look, if Mikal misses one game this season, you know who they're going to point the finger at. You know. And it's not just a rotation. It's the length of minutes they play at a time. Starters sometimes play the whole first quarter. Why? By the 6-minute, Magic had 3 fresh players in the game, fresh legs. Mike, yeah, Mikal Bridges is playing the entire first quarter. Jalen Brunson is damn near playing the entire first quarter. Anunoby is damn near playing the entire first quarter. Josh Hart got subbed out early tonight, and Anunoby got subbed out, I think, at the 9 or 10-minute mark in the first quarter as well. But Mikal is playing the first, a quarter of the second, getting subbed out for 2 minutes, and he's right back in the game. I go back to the Magic. They're without everybody. Literally everybody. And they still managed to play 10 guys in the rotation. So, work to be done. It's frustrating, guys. It's on the higher ups to tell Thibs to play the bench, no legs, no threes. Latino PR, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate every single one of you in the chat. As always, joining me for another Knicks Nation post-game show. Knicks have lost 3 straight games for the first time this season. Just unfocused game. It seems like they've kind of lost their mojo, their magic. Another bad loss, man. Worst loss of the season. No household name on the court for the Magic, but it doesn't matter the way this Knicks team is playing offensively and defensively at times as well. 15 straight threes missed. 15 straight threes missed. That's unheard of, man. And we talked about the missing shots correlates with tired legs. It's frustrating. I know. Got a Discord. If you guys want to hop in the Discord as well, you guys can also become a member and come hop on the live stream with me for a few minutes and chop it up as well. You know, if you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. But if you want to become a member, you can, it's another cool feature that, I released on the Knicks Nation YouTube channel. But look, 3 straight. Got a poll in the YouTube chat. Let's get an updated vote count. 68 votes. What's your panic meter set at? 10 being the highest. Right now we are at 43% is winning from 3 to 6 in terms of a panic meter. That's where I'm at. I'm not panicked. I'm not panicked. More like a 3. But there's still some work that this Knicks team needs to do. Is it just me or does anybody listen to Clyde? I feel like he's never really rooting for the Knicks. He's always rooting for the other team. I don't know. Jason, Clyde was okay tonight. I thought he was a lot of rhymes from Clyde. He's been out. I think he's been on vacation for a month. So he's been, just enjoying himself. Like he's in his 70s. So love Clyde, man. Love that he's back. Only reason Cat comes out early is to avoid fouls too. Yeah, Cat gets subbed out really early as well. So, but yeah. Mike says Thibs just doesn't feel like the bench is a valuable piece of the team. We traded for Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic, who are vets, who are averaging 14 and 20 points per game, respectively, and Thibs still buried them. When they came, they played, right? When they came here, they played. And remember, Bojan Bogdanovic was ahead of Alec Burks. Burks was a guy who was, when he was getting minutes from Thibs because he trusted him, but he was just playing bad. Like, he was playing terrible. And he finally went to him in the playoff game versus Indiana where we needed a spark. And in that game, he played well. So, OKC lost, took their mojo. I feel like a team meeting is coming. Oof. Clyde was calling out Josh Hart for complaining for fouls. Just play the game. You love that stuff, right, too, right? Sometimes you need that stuff on the broadcast, You don't always need to be, positive on the Knicks, So that's why I love Clyde, man. He's a gem. He's a gem. So Yuri says, I feel like a team meeting is coming. I don't think so. It's 3 straight L's. But I said after the Bulls game, I said, you lose to the Magic, then, then you can start being a little bit worried. Not, it's a worry. It's a worry. It is. You're still in a good spot. 9-game winning streak helped. But after the 9 games, you have the toughest schedule in the NBA. And everyone in the league was calling you out in those 9 games, saying you didn't play anybody. You played the dregs of the NBA. Where was your big win? It's funny how the Magic won tonight, and all of a sudden they're this gritty team who wins, every close game, and they're a great fourth quarter defensive team when we're 3-0 against them, right? But nobody looks at that. Nobody cares about that anymore. But now we talked about this schedule. Now is when the fun starts. And it's not fun. It's not fun. We're not having fun. We're not having fun. The OKC game started your toughest schedule test, and you're 0-3. And look, Toronto coming in here quickly is back, right? So, look, at the rate this Knicks team is playing right now, they could lose to anyone, right? OKC on Friday. Milwaukee, Detroit. You start the 5-game homestand with an L. At Philly, who has started to, play better. Versus Minnesota. I know they were losing tonight. Not sure if they won. But yeah, versus Atlanta again. Trae Young rolling the dice on your logo. What you gonna do about it? I mean, I'm sure everyone remembers that. I need someone to lay him out. That's what I need in that game. But guys, I mean, you came into this stretch like Chicago and Orlando. You thought you chalked that up to what? W's. You chalked that up to W's, and you're 0-2. You're 0-2. So, oh man. Man, oh man. Yuri, you're in VC. Let me see if I can connect you really quick. It's frustrating, man. It is frustrating. See if I can connect you, Yuri. Bear with me for 1 second. Yuri, you there?
Talking? Yes, loud and clear.
Yuri, you're the first of all, you're the first person on the Knicks Nation postgame to call in, so thank you for that. What you got to say?
Oh, of course. I'm speaking as a Knicks fan that was growing up not only in like the early 2010s, but going through the dark ages of when we were hopping from coach to coach. I remember the Knicks from the Derek Fisher days when they had like literally the worst record back in 2015. And I got ridiculed for being a Knicks fan for all the years growing up. So I'm probably going to speak on a little bit of bias about Tibbs. But at the same time, I'm going to keep it real. Tibbs is a good coach. I do believe he is a good coach. He came in 2020. This was the first time we were in the playoffs since 2021 season, if I'm correct. We didn't make the playoffs in 2021, 2022. Everyone was calling for his head to get fired. Make the playoffs again, 2022, 2023. Make the playoffs again, 2023, 2024. On a 9-game winning streak since December, we didn't play anybody. I understand that. I'll take all the criticism for saying that. We did not play nobody. We were playing the dregs of the NBA. I will admit to that. The OKC loss was probably the biggest loss of this season by far. I don't consider the losses to the Atlanta Hawks big. I don't consider the loss even to the Utah Jazz and the Pistons big, because those are early season's losses. I will get concerned, however, we start losing to them in the second half of the season, because those are the teams that we should beat. Atlanta Hawks, we should beat those guys. Every other team we should beat them in the Eastern Conference that are below us. Now on to me about Tibbs. I love Tibbs. I always will love Tibbs. Play your damn bench. Play Tyler Kolek. Play the white boy. The white boy can ball. Play him.
Yuri,
I'm sorry.
You're preaching to the you're preaching to the choir, and I appreciate you hopping on Discord and being the first Knicks Nation caller. Once again, if you guys want to hop on the Discord, you can call in as well. I agree. All valid points. Tom Thibodeau got to play his damn bench, man. At the end of the day, that's pretty much what it is, right? You literally have 4 guys in the top 10 in the NBA that are leading them in the NBA in minutes. That's unheard of. One of these guys to get it.
Leading in the NBA in minutes. You got OG leading the NBA in minutes. I don't know who the other two are. Josh Hart, I believe, is up there.
Josh Hart and
off the top of my head.
Brunson.
And Cat.
Cat is
And Cat,
actually
I
the
believe.
funny thing about Cat is he's actually playing, I think, 1 or 2 minutes more than what he played last year. But Cat has been voicing his frustrations in these last 2 games, right? You're starting to hear him say, like, I'm exhausted.
I
So
don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. The guy's getting pounded at the center position. He's doing his damnness to play defense, even though he's not known for his defense. He's known for his offense. But he has shown flashes that he can play defense. He has shown it. And I get Tibbs is old school. I understand that. And honestly, there's not that much of the old school coaches left in the NBA, if I'm correct. We got the new generation of coaches now. A lot of these teams, if you look at Atlanta, if you look at Orlando even, I'm just going to throw in Utah Jazz for God's sakes, because why not? Because they're the prime example of it. They all played their youngins. They got at least 1 or 2 vets on the team, but they all play the youngins. And when you play your young core, I can't stress this enough, and I'm not even a coach. You're going to expect your rookies to make mistakes. You're going to expect them to have their downfalls when they're in slumps. You're going to expect them to make wrong decisions. You're going to expect them to not have a pick and roll, when they're not watching their man or when they're not seeing ball or seeing man. They're going to make mistakes. Let them play. Just let them play. I don't care if we lose games. When we're playing our bench, I don't care if we lose games. I worry about the health of our starting 5.
yeah.
We're lucky that Cat's not even have a major injury right now. We're lucky. We're really lucky. We're also lucky that OG's elbow didn't fall apart when he took that fall.
And
I'm watching that. I had a mini heart attack when I saw that.
we all did, man. Look, when he fell like that and he was grabbing his elbow, that kind of put me in a, bad place. I was like, oh man, we just lost OG again with the same issue as last year. But
And
hey,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. And the thing with OG is, I know I'm going to get a lot of bash in the Knicks comment section for this. He's not made for the tip rotation. He's not. I wouldn't mind him in the starting lineup. He still brings up a good defensive spark. Or if he brings a good defensive spark to the team, unironically, I would say he changed the team defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have him in the starting lineup, but play him in the first quarter. Play him in the first quarter. Let him take rest in the first quarter. Play him in the second quarter. Have him rest. Then have him play a majority of the fourth quarter. Play your bench for the majority of the game. See if they can get the stops. See if they can coordinate defensively. We've seen Samet's already doing good defensively on the floor. I just haven't seen that spark from him on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm concerned about is this Knicks team doesn't miss threes with the way they've been seeing. And the way that they've been missing threes, I get it. They're in a shooting slump. We can attribute a lot of factors to that. I'm going to attribute the factors to this. And you said it on your stream. It's the minutes. Jalen Brunson makes half near those threes that he makes. He makes his corner threes. That guy don't miss. Rarely does he miss his three-point shot. He's tired. He doesn't want to admit he's tired. He's injured. He doesn't even want to admit he's injured, even though he's got a tightness calf. They're tired.
Yeah.
They're missing shots that they shouldn't be missing.
It is. Yuri, appreciate you for the call. Thank you for the call, and thank you for always supporting, man.
No problem. I look forward to being on these calls almost every single time you stream.
Let's go. Shout out to Yuri. Give some thumbs up for Yuri in the chat. Thumbs up for Yuri for being the Knicks Nation first caller on the live stream. Let's get some applause for Yuri. If you guys want to hop in the Discord as well. You guys can, come on the live stream and chop it up. That was fun. That was really fun. But this is the OG Anunoby numbers that are alarming. Mid-range 35%, corner three 35%, all three 36%. This is from cleaningtheglass.com. It's not good right now. And look, I don't want to point the finger at OG Anunoby. I thought Yuri has some strong points on OG Anunoby, but saying that he's not built for, the Tom Thibodeau, minutes. And look, Anunoby has dealt with a lot of injuries in his career. Durability has been a concern, right? You paid this man over $200 million. Highest paid Knick of all time before Cat came in here. For the majority part of the season, he's been great, right? But you're starting to see him kind of fall off a little bit. You are. And I go back to Yuri's point. At the end of the day, these guys look tired, man. They look tired. They look like they have no legs. Dead legs out there. And that's concerning. Because at this rate, somebody's going to get hurt at this rate. I do not want that to happen. But at this rate, somebody's going to get hurt. So, look, 3 straight L's. You got to change something up, Tom Thibodeau. Thumbs up for Yuri in the chat. Woody says, I never watch and follow this team, but I lead Boston and Houston to the top level. Woody, I'm not sure what Woody says the game is different. The Knicks should stop trying to win a championship this year and focus on winning it in a few years down the line, Tendril said. Tendril, I think a lot of what the Knicks are trying to build, it's only year one of the core, right? It's only year one. They can only get better. They can only improve. And sometimes the answer could just be like, it's too soon, right? This is just too soon for this. Or it could just be we're waiting on Mitchell Robinson to come back. But if you're waiting on an injury-riddled center to come back and help you, and I want Mitch to come back, but he's just been dealing with injury after injury after injury in his career, and you're not giving Hukpoti a chance and you're not giving Kolek a chance, play the damn bench, man. Play the damn bench, Tom Thibodeau. It's frustrating. Let's see what Tom Thibodeau is saying in the media. Let's see what Tom Thibodeau is saying right now. Josh Hart on the Knicks' poor shooting. It's an NBA season. There's going to be peaks and valleys. We've got to make sure we are focused and give off the right energy. We can't have our own individual agendas. That brings me back to that point that I was talking about, how this Knicks team needs to lock in and realize who's having the great night on any given nights. And I know you want your points. I know you want to get your stats. But I thought Mikal Bridges should have been a focal point tonight. So Josh Hart is always that one to keep it real in the postgame. And you love that from Mr. Hart. And he brought up energy. And he brought up individual agendas. So this Knicks team has lacked energy. And yeah. So trying to see if Dibs has spoken. Let's go to Dibs. Tom Thibodeau, come on. I know you got it in you. Jalen Brunson in the postgame spoke about the potential of being fatigued. We can say that, but it's not an excuse. We don't say we're tired. That's not who we are. Brunson is not going to say that, guys. I mean, he is one of those players who was grown up, obviously, from his pops. Rick Brunson has the famous quote, "Tired is for the weak," right? Tired is for the weak. Loud and clear. I'm trying to see if Tom Thibodeau spoke, but I'm trying to get some quotes from Mr. Tom Thibodeau. But yeah, it's something that Tom Thibodeau has to, just wake up, man. Just wake up. All right. Here we go. Dibs thought the second chance points really hurt them. Dibs thought the team played a low-energy game. Duh. If you're not going to play your bench. McBride and Towns are day-to-day. You love to see that. Seems like Deuce McBride is getting close. So, really not much from Tom Thibodeau. So, yeah. Guys, 3 straight L's. We'll get there. We'll get there. Appreciate every single one of you that joined me tonight. Shout out to Yuri. First Knicks caller in the Discord. Discord link is in the description. Appreciate every single one of you. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's always Let's Go Knicks. We got another one versus Toronto. Got to get it together. I'm Anthony. Stress ball. I'm going to go relax now. It's still Let's Go Knicks. Still got faith in the squad. Shout out to y'all. Have a good night. Peace.